Reddit marketing. So many people in the SEO community are talking about different strategies using Reddit as part of their SEO. Today I'm joined with Dawood Khan, who is the founder of CrowdReply.io and also the founder of CrowdScale.ai. So, Dawood, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, James. Nice to meet you.
Good stuff. So obviously we followed each other's work for a while, and so many people in the SEO community, especially it seems after they got hit with a helpful content update, seem to move to using Reddit marketing and using your tool at CrowdReply.io. For anyone who's watching this, can you just explain a little bit of, firstly, I'd say why Reddit marketing is important in today's kind of search engines?
Absolutely. I mean, so just to give a quick background, I own other several SaaS businesses, and our main acquisition channel was content marketing. It was doing SEO, and 3 years ago we saw this shift where I'm sure we've heard of the core updates, where we saw our traffic just decreasing by 40%, and we saw the shift where Reddit threads, these forums were now started to rank for the core keywords that we were going after. And that's where we just had this idea, instead of just doing SEO, we should also focus on this channel, because this is where we believed it was just going to go more from here. And there was a shift in consumer search where previously people were used to reading 5,000 words article, but right now it's just, I just want my information. They just go to Reddit. Let's say I want to buy running shoes. For that, I just go on Reddit, see what the top comment is, and just get my answer. Then maybe go to a Forbes 4,000 words article that's filled with affiliate links and get my answer. So that's where we just started working on Reddit. And based on that, we kept using it for our projects and tools, and everything that we learned during that time, we basically thought this is a real problem where many people just don't know how to do marketing on Reddit. It's quite different other platforms, right? So that's why we created CrowdReply, to solve that problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for myself, I've seen so many keywords start having appended at the end where real users were searching for, let's say, running shoes, Reddit, and they wanted to go through to Reddit. And I think a lot of users became frustrated with affiliate sites where one person's opinion just did a top 10 list of running shoes, probably never even wore any of those running shoes, and just put the ones that give them the most commission at the top and then the least commission at the bottom, and did a top 10 review. And I think users started to get wind of what was going on, and therefore was preferring a forum where people could go back and forth and comment and disagree with them, and people can upvote going, yes, I agree with this and stuff like that. So that was then, I'm presuming, the start of why you created CrowdReply.io. When was that created, and can you explain to a few people what even is CrowdReply.io?
Yeah, so we started almost 11 months ago with CrowdReply. So CrowdReply is a Reddit marketing platform where the biggest hurdle and problem that we saw with brands that wanted to engage on Reddit is you cannot scale on Reddit with just one or two personal accounts. You need to have a good quality of accounts to scale on Reddit, and that's where we come in. So you can use our network of these accounts that are basically just high quality, active, old accounts, where we handle the fulfillment for you. And in your case, you just write the content and we publish that for you. So that's basically what we provide. And we have our own platform where you can track everything. We have reporting, what's working, what's not working. We have all these different guides, tutorials, videos, just to set you up for success on Reddit.
Yeah, so anyone who's looking to do Reddit SEO, for me, I think it's a no-brainer. I think people should be, now who's looking to do any sort of search engine optimization, should be omni-channel and omnipresent. They should be seen across multiple social media accounts. Obviously, what it sounds like is almost like you've almost got like what used to be the old school black hat methodology of PBNs. You've got like a set of accounts that have got karma that can post on these platforms and then able to then get the upvotes. For anyone that doesn't know much about Reddit marketing or Reddit SEO, can you explain to the people who's watching this what karma means with regards to on Reddit profiles?
Karma is basically just points. So the more karma you have, the more karma these accounts have, the better and established your account is. And with karma, there's another thing which we focus on a lot. It's the age of that account. That's also super important. So you can have a super brand new account, but it has, let's say, a karma of 10,000 or 100,000. But even in that case, the quality of that account is not going to be much because the account age is relatively new. So karma in just very basic terms, it's how many points you have accrued over the period of time. And that karma is generated by posting helpful comments on Reddit, on different threads, just putting out helpful content for people to go through.
So, I mean, it sounds a little bit like Google saying you provide helpful content and then the links will naturally come, and you're building up karma. So it's almost like, for anyone who's in the SEO industry, it's almost like the DR of a website. It's almost like the DR rate. It's the rating of a profile. So how important, let's say I was to find a thread and it was a question that was heavily related to, let's say I'm a roofer and I'm based, let's say we do local SEO, and I'm a roofer based in Manchester, and someone was to turn around and say, I'm looking for the best roofing repair company in Manchester. How important is the karma of the profile that leaves the comment versus how many upvotes you get? Is it the karma that's more important or the upvotes which is more important for how high your comment starts to be seen?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So it's both. The account karma and age, that's required for the content to stick, right? Let's say if I can share my screen, I can show you a live example. And
Yep.
let me share my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, yeah.
Yeah, so let's say I search for best roofers, and I just let's do this. Let's see what comes up. So right here we see these Reddit threads ranking in the top spots. And if I open this up, so the thing is, to stick your content on a Reddit thread, you need to have a good account. So let's say with this account, if I just open this up, you see it has 54,000 karma. It's 11 years old. So if you have an account like this, it's super easy to then basically comment anything on Reddit. Now, this is the first part. The second part is the upvotes, right? So let's say we post a new comment on this thread, that is going to be down here, right? Now, just like Google search, when we search for something, we tend to go for the top 3 results. They have the highest CTR. That's the exact same thing with Reddit comments. Anyone that's landing on this Reddit thread from people that are searching for it on Google, and then they're landing on this page, they're going to go through the top 3 comments because they have the highest number of upvotes. Maybe they have reply just to, it adds more validation psychologically, and they'll just go for the maybe this company that is being recommended, then go all the way down to find their answer. So that is why adding upvotes is super important to your comments. So both are different. Karma is just needed to post your content. If it's, let's say, a super brand new account, then posting a promotional comment would be relatively harder because Reddit filters will just remove that comment.
So it seems to be the karma helps the comment to stick, and then the upvotes is what kind of pushes you up the rankings on the comments. So with regards to that, let's say, let's keep in line with this then, with the roofers in Manchester. Let's say I was wanting to post on there to say, I believe that Dooley's Roofing is the best company. Come and get in touch today, and then link through to my website. Can I place a link in that comment, or will that definitely get removed if I've got a low karma And if I was to use something like CrowdReply.io, would that stick if I've got a high karma?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things that go into this. So if I just open this up, so the most what we recommend is at least the thing with Reddit is if you're too promotional, then people will call you out and they can, see like you're just promoting without adding any value. That's what we recommend. So any thread you engage on, at least add some value, add some information, and then mention your brand in a very subtle way. uh, that's just what we'd recommend. So if it's coming across too strong, where you're just hammering your brand name, it doesn't work that way. It just needs to have like a very subtle promotion. So it could be like, hey, I'm using XYZ roofers, and they did a really good job, and here's why. Just a normal comment where it doesn't sound like you're shilling them, but it's just sharing your experience. So that's generally what we've seen work the best. And there are two things you can do. So there is adding links in your comment, and then there's just doing a brand mention. So what we'd recommend is just doing brand mentions, because the thing is, these social platforms aren't built for diverting external traffic from their platforms, and that's one of the reasons. And obviously, adding links just looks more promotional. So what we just recommend is a brand mention like this without adding any links, because right now adding links is super hard on Reddit generally.
So just do the brand mentions. Would you try to incentivize people in the comments to say, make certain to search for, and then the brand name, but without it being a link? Would you literally say that, or would you maybe even put like a telephone number in or anything like that, or would you stay away from anything promotional like that?
No, that's a good suggestion. So for local businesses, what we recommend doing is you can add your brand name, you can add your phone number, you can for people that are doing affiliate marketing, for local businesses, they can add these numbers that can then be forwarded to other numbers. That's another way you can basically do this. So you can, if you want to do rank and rent, it's a great method for forwarding these numbers. So yeah, you can add your name, you can add your number, you can add links, but links generally have a higher removal rate. That's a problem with it.
Yeah, for sure. So anyone who's watching this, right? So we give the roofers in Manchester example for local SEO in using Reddit to try and increase, obviously, like branded mentions and get exposure. And it's good for branding. But what happens if I was to type in roofers in, let's say, Liverpool, right? And when I type in roofers in Liverpool in Google, let's just say, as being the example, no forums, like Reddit doesn't rank for roofers in Liverpool in Google SERP. Is there a way of using something like CrowdReply.io to ask the question like, who have you found to be the best roofing company in Liverpool? So it prompts and gets it, and then you can leave one or two reviews and do one or two upvotes, and then it might pull them through that Reddit thread for that specific query. Or have you found that doesn't work very well?
No, it definitely works. Just because there's no Reddit thread on that specific SERP or keyword, I would say it presents an opportunity, because there in 95, or I would even say 99% of the cases, you have a subreddit, especially in the local business. Like every city, every major city, or smaller cities, they have a subreddit these days. So in this example, let's just take this one. So if there aren't any Reddit threads, right? So you still have the Liverpool subreddit. You can go in there, you can post a thread using our platform, and you can say, hey, can anyone recommend a good roofing company in Liverpool? And then once that's posted, you can then post a comment where you're promoting your brand. So inside, if I show you the platform, how it looks is, so So the way it starts is you can find these threads. You don't have to go through Google search. We have automated that process inside our platform. So I'll uh, just pick your keyword, whichever you want to search, add that in here. And then what we do is we scrape all these Reddit threads that are ranking for this specific term. And then in here, the problem is you just see these two threads ranking, but you don't know exactly how much traffic they're getting, right? So that is also something we provide inside our platform where you can see the traffic metrics. You can see if it's valuable to engage on it or not. In this specific case, we see this one. It has 188 visitors per month, and it's actually a great thread where a business that's operating in that area can just go in and engage. So if, let's say, any thread that looks relevant and you want to engage on it, you just simply click on add comment, and then from here on, it's just adding your brand name in it, like I said, just do a helpful plus subtle brand promotion. And once that's done, you just click on submit. And what will happen is that we will use our network of accounts. You don't have to use your personal accounts. You don't have to connect anything. And then we'll just post this comment on the thread, just like, let's say it's this account. So it'll be visible on that thread. And the other thing which we have, it's super helpful. Remember, we talked about adding upvotes to your comments. So like I said, the comments that are at the top spots, they have the highest visibility. So to get your comment in at the top, number one position, or top three positions, what we have is we have built this feature where you can rank these comments. So what happens is, let's say you write your comment and then you just click this option. What it does, it analyzes the top comment, how many upvotes it has. In this case, let's say we just see how many upvotes it has. So in this case, it's 6, and it just tells you, hey, the top comment has this many upvotes. And then based on this, we just give you, hey, you need to send a few more to outrank all these comments. And we're just going to be sending 2 upvotes per day. So this is a drip feed option where it doesn't trigger Reddit's filters, because the thing is, for older threads like 1 year old, 2 years old, this one's 4 year old. The thing is, if you post a comment right now and you just send instant upvotes, let's say you send 10 upvotes in 1 hour, the thing is Reddit can now easily just detect this behavior and remove your comment. So that is why we have this option where it's just drip feed upvotes, and it starts after 3 days. So again, you can click submit, and it's a one-time thing where we handle everything in the back end. There's a lot more, like I said, more strategies. You can even add replies. You can schedule this. So let's say you add your main comment, and then you say add the reply to your main comment after 1 day. So this way it's all automated, and you just have to set it up once. And this can be replicated across all these different threads you see. So for a roofing business that's operating in Liverpool, you can, some are not relevant, but a lot of the threads are relevant. You can also cover more area, more threads by adding more keywords or more, cities. So that's just a quick overview on how you can use all this inside a platform without having to search on Google.
Right, so I've now got a different question. So now you've just shown pretty much how easy it is to be using CrowdReply.io. But let's say I say, Dawood, I haven't got time. I don't want to log in. I don't want to go in and start publishing the comments and replying to the comments and sorting everything out, finding these threads. You've also got crowdscale.ai. So could I then just literally say, okay, I own a lead generation agency. Can you go and find all the lead generation threads and communities and like what posts they are, and go and submit who I am and what I do across all these? Is that something that CrowdScale can do as opposed to CrowdReply?
Absolutely, yeah. We have we have CrowdReply, which is the do-it-yourself platform. So we have almost everything at your disposal where you can use the platform to do it yourself. You write these comments, you write the content, you post them, you track everything. So we have CrowdReply for that, and then we have CrowdScale. So this is mainly for companies and businesses that do not have an in-house content writer or someone that understands Reddit, how to write for Reddit. Because even if you have a content writer, the thing is the writing lingo on Reddit is a bit different. It's many B2B or SaaS companies that use that platform. They just use this very professional language, I would say, that we normally use in articles, which clearly doesn't work on Reddit. So for that, we have the agency side of things. In that, we help you basically generate more leads, more traffic. If there's, let's say, a negative thread about your brand, we then do brand reputation. So let's say if it's XYZ reviews, is XYZ legit? So we have some maybe a negative thread that is ranking at the top of on the search results. We do brand reputation, and then the other thing we also help with is increasing your LLM visibility on platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, because Reddit is one of the top cited sources, and that is why it's super important. If you want to increase your visibility on these platforms, you need to be on Reddit.
So on there, you've mentioned crowdscale.ai, you've mentioned crowdreply.io, all related to do with Reddit marketing and Reddit SEO. We've mentioned that it can be used for brand reputation management. We've mentioned that it can be used for local SEO, local lead generation. But what happens if someone's watching this and they're a SaaS owner? Can this be used also? Can Reddit in general help SaaS for branding, for exposure of what they do?
Absolutely. I mean, so based on we've now done almost 60,000 comments across all our clients, which is a huge number. But when you do this amount, you tend to see patterns. You tend to see stuff that works. You tend to see which industry works. So for that, I have this just some small data that we have. So SaaS businesses work super well on Reddit because there's not much competition. And then for local businesses, we've seen it's like, for example, in this case, you have these threads that are getting this traffic, but literally there's no one that's engaging on these threads. These are all older comments. So it just presents a huge opportunity where there's literally no competition, because the thing is that if there's a business, so this one is a really low competition keyword, I would say. But let's say if it's for something like this, right? Just to for a company, for them, just to be on these SERPs, they have to spend thousands of dollars, if not millions, because it's super competitive. It's not easy for a beginner or someone that's just starting with their own project management software to be on these results. With that, what they can do is they can easily engage on these Reddit threads that are having lots of traffic, and they can be on these threads from day one. So they don't have to be on Google. Obviously, this is for the longer play, but with Reddit, they can just be there from day one. So this is why it's really important for SaaS companies to do Reddit. So these are some of the industries that we've seen that work really, really well for Reddit.
What about on there? It's not notes. It says affiliate marketing is tough. Just explain why you say affiliate marketing is tough for Reddit.
Yeah, I mean, so we still have quite a lot of users that just use our platform for affiliate marketing, and it's working for them. So we have people that are doing casino, crypto. There's like all sorts of weird niches, but yeah, they do. But the thing is that it's getting harder and harder. Reddit is just putting more restrictions if you add a link. There are obviously workarounds. We do have some resources on how you can circumvent that, how you can do affiliate. But yeah, like if you just want to build a good, genuine business, and that just works in the long run, then I would just recommend doing, if you're in these niches, it's really great. But affiliate marketing, the thing is, it's just short term. You'll obviously make money, but it's nothing long term. So, but yeah, it's in general, it's just much harder than if you're in these niches. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Reddit has absolutely exploded in the last few years. People love going to socials and discussions and to forums to get information. I definitely recommend Reddit marketing for anyone that's not doing it at present. But Dawood Khan, I've got a question for you. You're an innovator. You're always 2 steps ahead of the game. What do you think is important going into 2026? Like, what are you working on? Are you working on anything else? Obviously, you've got plenty of SaaS products. What are you thinking is going to be, if someone wants to be ahead of the curve, they're a holistic marketer, omni-channel, omnipresent, they're embracing certain things to do with Reddit, or they might not be doing everything. What would you say for anyone who's watching this in 2026 that they should be making certain that they're doubling down on that's working well?
I think that the traditional way of doing SEO is changing. We still have Google and these search platforms. They're still, generating quite a lot of traffic, but there's a shift, and I think people that are listening, they most of them have an SEO background, and with that, I would highly recommend preparing yourself up for AI search platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, because now the thing is, we have we have companies that just come up to us and they're like, how do we rank on ChatGPT? They don't know how it works. They don't know what to do. They just want to be there. And I think as SEOs, it's super important that we're there on how it works. Because the traditional way of doing SEO is definitely changing. I think in the next maybe 5 years, the whole ecosystem, would be completely different than what we see right now. So yeah, and that's what we're basically doing for our own platform at CrowdReply. We're not just trying to focus on Reddit, but we're also trying to cover these other social platforms like Facebook, Quora, or even other ones in the future. So that we help these businesses by engaging multi-platform and not just rely on, let's say, Reddit.
Yeah, for sure. So anyone who's watching this, I hope you like the podcast episode that I've done there with Dawood Khan, who is the founder of CrowdReply.io. Reddit marketing is a hugely important part of SEO, holistic marketing, being omni-channel and omnipresent. Make sure you check out the link in the description. There is an actual follow-on episode about AI search visibility, where he's now going to be looking to be getting multiple channels, like he's mentioned in Quora, Facebook. There could be other platforms that he can integrate into to get into those LLM rankings. That could be ChatGPT, it could be Gemini, it could be Claude, it could be Perplexity. AI search visibility, whether you want to call it LLM optimization, whether you want to call it AI SEO, or whether you want to call it GEO, whatever you want to call it. Dawood Khan's normally 2 steps ahead of the game. I hope you like this episode about Reddit marketing and Reddit SEO. Dawood, it's been an absolute pleasure. See you again soon.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.